Put me in, coach. I got you. Today we talking about the best team in the NBA. Now, before we get into that, like, subscribe, share, comment under this video whether you agree with me or whether you disagree with me. If you disagree, I want to know what team you think is the best team in the NBA. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, now, so I've done some research and I've chose the top 3 teams from the East and the West. On the West, we have the Jazz, the Lakers, the Clippers. On the East, we have the Sixers, the Nets, and the Bucks. Now, what I will definitely go ahead and say, because I was actually shocked, but the Utah Jazz are a dangerous team. And the reason why they're dangerous is because of their culture. It's because of how they play the game. But the problem is they have a lot of role players. They don't have a lot of star players. What this means is when the game breaks down and it gets to that iso ball, that one-on-one type of thing, you can kind of key in on Donovan Mitchell. And, hopefully those role players will just have bad games. So that's the biggest problem with the Utah Jazz that I see. But outside of that, they're not in a championship win mode, which means if they don't win it, they probably won't break it up. They'll probably just tweak it and move some things around. But what I will definitely say, because I want to say it, is my Lakers right now are not the best team. That honor goes to the Brooklyn Nets, all right? The Brooklyn Nets, there it is. I said it. Brooklyn Nets are the best team in the NBA. Kevin Durant, James Harden, MVPs. MVPs. These guys won the MVP. That means they were the most valuable player for the seasons that they were MVPs for. Then you have Kyrie Irving, one of the most talented guys I've ever seen. Okay, straight up, ball handling, shooting, passing. The guy's phenomenal. There's no other way for me to say that. But he is the key to their success or their failure. And the main reason why is because, hey, y'all gonna think I'm crazy for saying this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it because it has to be said. Somebody has to say this. Kyrie Irving has to figure out, for them to be unbeatable, he has to be the point guard. Yes, I said it. He has to be the point guard. When he realizes, hey, all I have to do is set up Kevin Durant and James Harden. And then if those two guys aren't open, guess what? Joe Harris is a 3-point shooter. He won the 3-point contest. Joe Harris, you got him on your team. He's in the starting lineup with you. On top of that, you got DeAndre Jordan. If he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, he has been in the running for it. All he does is block shots, rebounds, and dunks the ball. So guess what? If he ain't passing it to KD for an open shot, James Harden for an open shot, Joe Harris for an open 3, he get close to the basket and decides to throw the ball in the air, DeAndre Jordan is coming to slam the ball. With all of this being said, the Brooklyn Nets are the best team. But the catch to this is they are in championship or bust mode. Why? Because all of those guys have huge contracts. KD, James Harden, and James Harden, KD, and Kyrie. They have huge contracts. So they're talking about everything that they're saying right now sounds beautiful and lovely. We're going to sacrifice. We're going to sacrifice. When it's time to get paid, let's see who sacrifices, because that's what's going to show. That's when it's going to show. See, right now it's the first season. They all understand that they got to kind of see like who can do what and who's going to do what and when they're going to do what. But as I stated before, when Kyrie realizes that, hey, I am the most talented guy, and guess what? I can probably average 30 if I get 10 assists, because that means He has very easy layups going to the basket. He's wide open on jump shots because you can't guard him. You gotta double Harden. You gotta double KD. Guess what? It's only 5 players on the team. If you double 2 of those guys, that's 2 players open. If you double 1 of those guys, there's 1 player. That what I'm trying to say is, with those 3 guys, somebody is always going to be open. And guess what? Passing the ball to a 3-point shooter who won the 3-point contest? Come on. Come on. And we're not even talking about the defensive guys they picked up. Landry Shamet, a DN3 guy. Iman Shumpert, a defensive guy who, you know, if he still has it, he can definitely get out there and at least give you 6 fouls. Roberson, same thing. Defensive guy. He can get out there and give you another 6 fouls. And then you got DeAndre Jordan. And then you got Jeff Green. They are loaded and stacked. But once again, the key to that whole thing is Kyrie Irving. Will he decide to play like a point guard? Because if he does not, they may not win anything. They may not win the championship. They may win a whole bunch of games during the season. But if teams are smart, what they'll do is they'll say, we'll let Kyrie go for 30, 40, 50. What we can't do is let Harden and James Harden pitch in with 20 or 30. Now, that's going to be hard to do. But the thing about Kyrie is he'll shoot 50 shots a game. He will. He will. He will do it. He will shoot 50 shots. He will shoot you out the game. He will. But if he's hitting those shots, then guess what? You won because of him. But the thing is, that's what he has to figure out. That's what he has to learn. That he is the point guard. And when he does that, he may actually be in the discussion for MVP. Now, once again, the Brooklyn Nets, just as a quick summary, the Brooklyn Nets are the best team, but they're in championship or bust mode. Believe you me, if they don't win a championship within the next 2 years, major changes will happen to that team, and the person most likely to move the fastest will definitely be Kyrie Irving, whether the team gets rid of him or whether he decides to sign somewhere else. That is definitely what will happen. He's the key to that. He's playing with two MVPs. He's playing with 2 MVPs. There's not a lot of there's not teams who have one. There's a lot of teams who don't have 1 MVP. He's on the team with 2. And James Harden is the MVP because of how much he distributes the basketball and rebounds. So, with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Once again, like, subscribe, share, as I will be bringing a lot more content, recaps, trades, training videos, kind of showing children what they need to do, how to get better. So thank you for subscribing in advance, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.